9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
All systems go.
You're listening to Sudbury News Talk.
I want to show you something.
Stand by.
On the morning shift.
Anything
Could happen.
Sudbury News Talk on the morning shift.
And good morning, everyone. Welcome to Sudbury News Talk on the morning shift. I'm AJ Walsh. Glad to be here with you. Thankful that you're here with us on this May the 12th, 2025, right here in Greater Sudbury. We are broadcasting not only to our community here in Sudbury, but also to the world through the invention of the internet. What a great invention that is. And we are live on CKLU 96.7 FM, which is terrestrial radio. We're also streaming live on the internet on cklu.ca just cklu.ca. And just go there and click on the Radio Player Canada app, download it, take us with you, listen to us anywhere, anytime on your favorite device. We're also streaming live on facebook.com/Sudbury News and youtube.com/Sudbury News. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, and follow the channel and the page. Mainly comment. We'll do our best to get your comments read for those listening, up on the screen for those watching. We are starting off a little bit late today. Actually, it's only going to be a half a show today. What a morning we had. What a weekend. I hope everyone had a great Mother's Day weekend and were able to spend it with your mothers or those that are in that role for you in your life, or you're able to remember your mom if she's no longer with us, or you're able to celebrate all the moms around you, celebrate yourselves, celebrate everything that's motherhood, which is a very sacred and noble calling in life, to be a mother. And so thank you for being in that role. And I hope you had a good weekend, and I hope you're able to celebrate that. And I know I did with my brother. We went to see my mother and had a really great weekend. Then we went to, that was in the Sioux, and then we went to Elliott Lake, and we were able to speak to a small congregation in Elliott Lake, theme Mother's Day and other things as well, and was able to speak in an old Anglican church, which was pretty interesting. I've never done that before, but it was a very interesting weekend, and we were able to travel safely. The weather was nice, and anyways, yeah, so let's just get on with things. We're also going to be found on demand on Facebook and YouTube, along with twitter.com/Sudbury News. So again, thanks for being with us, everyone. Let's just dive in. We'll just dive in and get the weather over with really quick, and we'll be back right after this. It's currently 7 degrees. It's mainly sunny out there. Today we can expect a mix of sun and cloud, and then, then becoming sunny with a high of 23. So mainly sunny, high of 28 with the humidex. However, that's for tomorrow. So it's going to be sunny most of today, mainly sunny tomorrow, high of 26. Wednesday, 30% chance of showers, high of 22. Thursday, 30% chance of showers, high of 23. Showers and 22 degrees on Friday, 40% chance of showers, and high of 15 on Saturday, and then mix of sun and cloud on Sunday. So enjoy the sun while you can today and tomorrow. It says there's more than likely going to be some chances of showers anyways throughout this week. We're going to get it at some point. A look at your satellite shows all the clouds over northern Ontario. That's your Sudbury weather. We'll be back with news, headlines, your comments, and more right after this. And sorry, a little bit of a truncated show today. It's just this morning, super tired, getting up after a pretty busy weekend, and was even not going to have the show this morning. So I was debating it, and then had a little bit of trouble with our technology as we normally do. Some kind of trouble from some device usually gets us, but anyways, Nana's here, and that's the important thing. Good morning. Blessings to y'all. Absolutely. It's better late than never. That's true. And Monique, good morning. Sudbury, smiley emoji with the glasses on. Marvin, good morning. Sudbury, Alberta is in the house for Canada's news. Well, awesome. And thanks, Marvin. Hazel, good morning. Prayer emoji, much needed. And Denise, good morning, everyone. All have a wonderful day. Stay safe and healthy. Like and share. Thank you. Disabled Kane, LOL, yep. Crazy, odd, bizarre weekend. In a good way, I hope. And Sheila, good morning with a smiley emoji. And Trevor, a reminder to have your elbows up. Okay, so remember to keep your elbows up. This is what Trevor is saying. He's got the Canada emoji there. One. What is unfolding in Canada is not politics. It is not reform. It is a hostile takeover by global forces using one of the most sophisticated and destructive plans ever devised to collapse a free society from within. Now, if that wasn't a power-packed paragraph, let's continue with more power. The plan is referred to as the Cloward-Piven strategy. Hopefully I pronounced that correctly. The man they have chosen to complete this agenda is the one, the only Mark Carney. Mark Carney was not elected. He was selected. His loyalty is not to the Canadian people. It is to the World Economic Forum, the United Nations, the Bank of International Settlements, and other unelected global institutions that aim to erase national sovereignty and individual freedom. The Cloward-Piven strategy, in definition, the strategy aims to utilize militant anti-poverty groups to facilitate a political crisis. By overloading the welfare system via an increase in welfare claims, forcing the creation of a system of guaranteed minimum income, you might have heard that as universal income, redistributing income through the federal government. The 1966 Columbia University professor Richard Cloward and Francis Fox Piven developed an 8-point strategy to collapse a free nation from within internationally. Their idea was to overwhelm the system through massive economic and social destabilization so that the citizens would beg for authoritarian control in exchange for survival. This strategy has been adapted and weaponized by global financial elites and is being applied to Canada right now. Unfortunately, most liberals and conservative voters are too dense to see it. That's Trevor's words here that I'm reading, just so anyone who's tuned into the show, reading the comment from Trevor here on the show. And if you have never heard of the Cloward-Piven strategy, it does not matter. It is already being implemented for you. You're not imagining the chaos. It is designed to demoralize you, to confuse you, and to make you submit. Mark Carney is the chosen executor. Below are 8 points of the Cloward-Piven strategy, along with concrete actions Carney has taken to implement each one. So one, as we talked about earlier, was to overload the welfare system, to institute a universal income, just much like the CERB was. Okay, so he goes on to give more facts on that. Number 2, raise the cost of living until survival becomes the only focus. In February 2021, Carney co-authored a report, for the Glasgow Financial Alliance for Net Zero. So that, basically keep the gas in the ground so you can't really make money off of it, raise the cost of living so high that people can't afford to live. And there's more things there, and I'll encourage you to go and read Trevor's comments here. Defund and destabilize law enforcement. That's interesting. So that's one of the other points. We've seen that, right, in recent history, people calling for the defunding of the police. 4, control education and indoctrinate the next generation. And then more points to back that point up. And I see that. My daughter notices that in her school. She just graduated from grade 12. She's now in college. She notices those things in her schooling. And then going on to say more points, I don't know if 5 is anywhere, but you have B, to eliminate private property through regulation, taxation, and debt traps. We see that as well. Well, the WEF, right, is known as saying you'll own nothing, you'll be happy. People have heard that. They're familiar with that. They don't know what that actually means, but this is part of this strategy, apparently. 6, promote division through identity politics. Have we seen that? People being put into groups. 7, undermine faith and family to replace them with state loyalty. And we've seen that as well, just in the comments of Doug Ford the other day, saying the only people that are vaccine hesitant are religious people. Those bad religious people are the only ones who somehow are hesitant to put something into their body that they don't know what's in it. And then 8, create permanent dependence on the state through programmable money. And we see that with the digital currency coming out, right? So that's interesting. So that's an 8-point plan that's been in the makes since 1966. And people can look that up. And again, it is, if we go back to the name of this strategy, the Cloward-Piven strategy. So people can look that up themselves. Cloward, it's like coward with an L after the C. And then Piven, Piven, plan. So everyone's welcome to look that up. Okay, good morning, Judy. Thanks for being on the show. And I'll get Trevor's second installment here. And thank you very much for that, Trevor. It's good to be informed of what's going on in our society. So we're actually looking to make sense of the confusion. That really does make a lot of sense. And if they are following that plan, it would explain a lot of things. And Marvin, we have rain today in Calgary, settling the dust. Yes, it's important to do that. And Brian, good morning. Sudbury Patriots. It's a Canada flag emoji. Smile. It's Monday. Andrew, good morning to you. Diane, good morning. Everyone, make it the best one yet. I would agree with that. And David, good morning. Hail to our Lord and Savior, Mark Carney. Ankles up. Well, that's an interesting one. I haven't heard that one yet, but yeah, I think you're on to something there. Estelle, good morning to you. And Miles, good morning. The communist CCP invasion has begun with China's ambassador spinning on CTV's Vasi Capello. I hope I pronounced her name correctly. So, yeah, no, they're definitely going to be here along with the king with his throne speech saying, we are united under the king with our independence. I don't know how you can be independent under a king, but I guess it is. That's what people think. And so there's this kind of competition on for whether the United States can get us to come over on their side, or the king and China and those people kind of to unite with them against the United States. So there's this thing: do we unite with the United States? Are we more in line with them than we are with communism and monarchies, or are we more in line with freedom and everything the United States represents, right? And it represents more things than that because they're not perfect, but neither is the other side. If you wanted to just compare the royal family and China, which are now, on the side of not for the United States. So this is kind of thing. Everyone's vying for power here. Everyone's kind of finding their places in the world. They're putting their line in the sand, and they're, so We got China wooing us over here, and the monarchy saying, "Come on, Canada, we can take on the states, And then you got Donald Trump saying, "Hey, why don't you guys come with us, and we can take on everyone else." So that's what's kind of going on right now. And I'm oversimplifying it, but that's what's taking place. And good morning, Scott. Thanks for being on. Miles says, and don't forget China. No, that's for sure. Good morning, everyone. From Barry, liked and shared as usual. That's Marianne and Hazel. Elbows down and fingers up. We also saw those memes during the election, right? The quintessential liberal voter just giving two middle fingers up to everybody. Yeah, we need to be informing everyone for sure what's going on. And hello, Liette from Collingwood. And, Carney's wife is related to that Piven that's part of the Cloward Piven strategy that Trevor was talking about. Well, there you go, right there. We are not owned by the crown. It is de facto. That is Marianne. And Brian, good morning to you. So got everybody's morning shout outs in, even though we're like kind of in a truncated situation here on the show, only a half an hour instead of an hour today. Some pretty cool news coming off our Sudbury.news aggregator that we made in answer to the government's making it impossible for us to share news on Facebook in order for Facebook to pay journalists when the government's paying them anyways. Mark Carney announced $175 million to CBC now that the campaign is over, and thanking them for the great work that they did for his campaign. So they're now going to receive an extra $175 million on top of the $1.4 billion they already received. So as a thank you to them. But that's why we made this news aggregator, because the government wanted people not to be able to see news. They wanted journalists to be paid by Facebook. When journalists didn't ask for that in the first place, they were satisfied with it, but the government came in and wanted them to be paid by Facebook. And so then Facebook said, well, no, we're not going to do that. And then so now news is not able to be shared on Facebook, but the government doesn't say anything after that. So it seems like they're pretty satisfied with the outcome because they never heard a word after it at all, right? So Estelle says something is going on this week. Trump has big news for either the U.S. or us. I'm not sure what, because it's the same spelling, us and U.S. So I'm not sure if it's for us or for the U.S. you mean, but Trump's got big news either way. Marianne, weird, seeing only a few comments. Okay. No, there's quite a few comments this morning, especially for having such a short show. And Jessica, good morning to you. I'm finally awake to watch live. All right on. Well, I'm glad we came on then. That way you can have at least a half an hour of our live show. And that's all that we're on for today. It's Monday for sure. That's Marvin. So big news out of Espanola, of all places. Here you got the biochar could be, put in place to put Espanola on the comeback trail. BMI Group inks partnership with the Char Technologies to put wood waste residuals back to work. So it could become an energy plant. This is from Sudbury.com, right? Okay, and they got a big advertisement coming in there. There you go. Now it's done, and here we go. So a leading clean technology company looks to be the first tenant of a proposed biohub complex at the former Espanola Pulp and Paper Mill. Char Technologies is focusing on setting up shop at the idled Espanola site to produce renewable natural gas and a biocoal product from residual wood waste. The innovative Toronto company has teamed up with the BMI Group, the property's pending new owners, to be the co-developers in creating a renewable energy production facility at the mill site, now being dubbed the BioVeld North. That's an interesting name. BioVeld North. BMI is in the process of buying the property from Domtar, which closed in 2023. The deal is expected to close this month. Last week, the two companies inked a strategic partnership agreement that involves BMI making a $2 million investment in Char to become a major shareholder and fast-track Char's flagship Thorold facility into commercial production later this year. BMI CAO Paul Veldman was not available for comment, but speaking in Char's annual general meeting on May 8th, he called the two companies' relationship as natural, a hand-in-glove fit that advances each other's respective growth strategies. So that's interesting. Now, the interesting thing about this facility in Espanola is that they have a hydroelectric producing, because of the falls, they produce hydroelectricity already and a lot of it. Like there's a lot of hydro they produce. So they'll be able to produce hydro, they'll be able to produce all these other types of energy and become like an energy hub to produce energy, which is, I think, really cool. And so hopefully all that goes ahead. We're hoping, fingers crossed, for the town of Espanola, who was hit pretty hard in recent days, in recent years, and since 2023. So that's awesome news there. And then also Sudbury Church to install a fence amid ongoing drug use, vandalism outside. So this is coming from CBC. A downtown Sudbury church is building a fence around its property following repeated problems with drug use, vandalism, and safety concerns on its grounds. So yeah, and I believe that's the Ukrainian church downtown. I can't really tell by the small thumbnail picture, but no, I don't know if that's it or not. So I'll have to just go into here. Yeah, St. Mary's Ukrainian Church. It has to fundraise $30,000 to put the fence around the property to keep the grounds and people that go there free from people coming in and using drugs. That's the state of our downtown, unfortunately. And then also coming from Sudbury.com here, their morning portion, start your day kind of thing. Lack of elevators traps seniors in a 16-story apartment building. So I don't know if this is already solved or not, but as of the writing, it says right now there are seniors trapped in the Bonnick Tower, a 16-floor apartment building in New Sudbury. The only two elevators that service the building, geared specifically to seniors, have been shut down by the fire department due to disrepair. It's been that way since at least April 28th, but the source we spoke with told us one elevator has been out for almost a year, and the other has always been spotty at best. So I was just talking to my brother this weekend, it's interesting, about one of the elevators in that building that when I owned a delivery business back in the day, previous to the Skip the Dishes and Uber Eats and all that, I had my own delivery business similar to those. But I was in the elevator and I forget what happened, but I ended up whether it was I was just curious or something, I jumped in the elevator and it just stopped dead. And fire department had to come and get me out of the elevator. So I guess that's an admission on air in the public of what I did that time. I told him I wasn't sure what happened. It just stopped, but at the same time, it was caused by me because I jumped in the elevator. And this weekend, my brother did the same thing. He jumped in the elevator. I forget what we were talking about. I said, you better not do that. The elevator might stop. And yeah, so that's the Bonnick Towers elevators have been out of commission. And now there's all these seniors who are trapped up there. Unless they wanted to walk down, I don't know how many flights of stairs. A lot of them can't do that, obviously. So that's interesting, and I hope they're able to get that situation resolved earlier than later. And that's how fast a half an hour show goes by, all y'all. So thanks for being on, everyone. I'm not sure. Comments look like they've stopped. I'm not sure what happened. Someone was saying they weren't able to read comments, but that's just the way that it goes sometimes with technology and our social media platforms these days. Thanks, everyone, for just checking in. Yeah, it looks like thanks, Miles. Now that I know the comments are still working, I got from sources that Bonnick Towers owners haven't paid their elevator contractor bills. You definitely don't want to do that. You definitely want to make sure that elevators are functioning, especially in a seniors building. So hopefully they're able to do that. Okay, so thanks everyone for being on, even though it was just a short show today, just checking in, and hope everyone has a great day, just like Monique is saying here. And happy Monday, and have a great weekend, everyone. So thanks for being on. We'll be back same time, same place, on the same platforms, God willing, tomorrow. But at the same time, we'll be back on time. 7:30 is what we're shooting for tomorrow, and every other weekday morning on CKLU between 7:30 and 8:30 a.m. So remember to stay aware, like, share, take care. We'll see you then. Remember, Earshot Daily comes right after this show, and it's no different today. Stay tuned now for Earshot Daily on CKLU 96.7 FM. Have a wonderful Monday, everyone, and we'll see you tomorrow. Ciao for now.
This is Sudbury News Talk on the morning shift.